Do it live! Hello and welcome! It is Sunday. That means we are here for some stitching, but let us begin. I am Phoenix Electra, and first, as we begin all of our Sunday shows, there are cats who get snacks, and Loki is ready for his snackies, and Freya is ready for snackies too. Hold on, let me get your sister snackies ready because she doesn't do tricks. There's Sister Snackies and Loki's Snackies. Hello, Loki. You handsome rascal, you. Oh, yes. So strong he is. Such a strong, handsome lad. Ah! With sharp teeth. Hello. I know I need to refill this snack sack. I went down to the crumbs. Ow! That was my hand. I'm only the one who's supposed to make me bleed, not your nails. Oh, look at that handsome cat. Look at how strong he is. All right, cats have had snackies. Welcome. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. So, for all of you who might be new or for the replay crew, I will attempt to remember to be putting my timestamps on my little ticket here. So, we are ready. But yes, we do have the big boy Loki Loferson, and he is gone to the outside places. They've heard the door, and that will be the last of the cats for a while. But so we begin the show. I show off what I've been stitching, and then we get into our topics, which are quite quite a bit of things to go over. And make sure I've got my nose. Yes, my nose is right here. So many pieces of paper. Okay. But as you can see by the title of today's show, MSM is gaslighting you, and that's going to be one of the big things that we go over today. What did we do this week? We mocked up this lovely number, which is the tulip corset from Arena Black. We have one mock-up half. We have a second mock-up half that needs some stuff, and there needs to be some practice lacing strips. And as you can see, this is too long for here, so we'll figure it out. So yeah, as many people have seen or heard, distracted by a bug somewhere, finally we have a conclusion for the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and I spent way too many hours with way too many LawTubers, sometimes multiple LawTube streams on at the same time, because that's the way we roll around here sometimes. I watched a lot of it, and from what I saw, based on the evidence that was presented to me by both sides, I 100% believe that Johnny Depp was the true victim and that justice has been served for him. I'm disappointed that Amber won on that one weird technicality but I'm not a lawyer, so go check out my LawTube links in the downstairs areas to get their opinions and understandings, because I think it was a technical thing on some, as they referred to, horse trading that happened and whatever. I don't know. Ugh, not sure if that should have happened, but whatever. It did. So a jury of peers agreed that Amber Heard is a big liar who lied and lied some more. And it was pretty gross. The way they keep talking about where's my words? The photos and their mountains of evidence, which appears to mostly have been self-reports to a therapist without actual real medical treatment sought after horrific allegations. And if your job is your face, I strongly suspect that you would immediately consult a plastic surgeon to check in on these things, or a high quality ear, nose, and throat doctor to fix your nose if it's been mangled. Because if my face is my job, which it kind of is, I want it to be fabulous. And yeah, do I need more words than that? I would want my face to be fabulous, and if I had the money to, even if I didn't have the money, you're a clown doctor, not a lawyer. I know there is no medical advice, there is no legal advice, there is no election fornication advice. We're just here for critical commentary, amusement, and for me to get some sewing done and to hang out with you guys. It there's no way. There's no way. I just Oh, what is this giant piece of silk, you ask? Well, I need a new robe, and I want this giant floopy swirly skirt. So we're going to put some gathering threads while I chit chat this morning, because that's what we're doing today. And oh my gosh, her Elaine Brederhoff's press tour on Thursday. What? Oh my gosh, I don't even have words. It's so it. The This needle's too big. I just can't even. Every time she opened her mouth to repeat the things, they're like, oh, our mountains of evidence that we couldn't include, all of these photographic evidence that was disallowed. Yeah, you know why it appears that it was disallowed? It was fabricated. It was not real. The I don't even have the words for the audacity of that. I mean, Depp had his forensic digital forensic expert was not provided the data to analyze. They'd been on retainer for months. Depp personally put up the money for this expert who's worked on other crimes. Did I hear what was I watching? DUI guy had James from Court on the other day. That's where it was. And that forensic expert, oh, I'm going to forget the name of the trial, but it was the woman who Charlize Theron played in the movie Monster. I think, don't spec, might be getting my information wrong, but if I recall correctly, somebody had mentioned that he was also a digital forensic analyst on that case too. If we can get some real facts on that, I will. That would be super awesome. So if you know, let me know in the downstairs area. But yeah, his credentials were as long as were phenomenal. And that poor little baby attorney who was probably their first big case ever, who was like objecting to himself on numerous times because they were probably nervous to all get out. And like, oh, I'm so smart. I probably play video games, whatever. I don't even know. Oh, it was so bad. And the way they pulled up the two pictures, and you could see, like, who gets the curl the exact same way on the two different pictures with the head tilt, everything exactly the same. but just a change in the color saturation to make the cheeks look more rougey. I the stories, and it had to be either I'm right and the butler who worked for the queen, security officers who'd worked in like high profile prisons, ex-military folks, people who'd thought that Depp was such a great employee that they stuck around for 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, Isaac Baruch, they were friends since child forever. I mean, and so many of them came and spoke live in court. Who could Amber get to speak up for her live? Her paid experts and her sister. I mean, come on. Her friends' depositions were multi-years old after she'd knew that this was all coming and had previously contacted them all to let them know. So how do we even know that she wasn't coaching them as to what she wanted them to say at their depositions? And this is already after someone who'd had a history of encouraging former employees to lie on her behalf. Most notably, it appears to, I mean, one of the ones I think is most significant is the falsification of the documents to bring the dogs into Australia. And the butler did it. No, the butler didn't do it. Cheeky, cheeky. The butler found the finger. The butler didn't do it. Well, he did do it. He did find it. But I've never been to Australia, but from what I understand and from what I've gathered, they are very particular about their agriculture and particularly livestock because they've had issues in the past, i.e., being overrun by non-native, I believe it's frogs and rabbits. They are very particular about animals entering their country. And what did I see? That, okay, I wished I'd used that other needle's too big. This other eye is going to take me 20 minutes to thread on stream. So I'm going to suffer through trying to thread this needle while I tell these stories today. But what did I hear? The improper importation of animals into Australia could result in up to 10 years jail time. I mean, having to be stuck with a $10.3 million settlement against her is nothing compared to 10 years in jail for an individual who's got a baby. Oh, it's so crazy. And then we'll see. I was just watching, as I was killing time for the program today, a few minutes of the Black Belt barrister over on Popcorn Planet talking about that trial where Elaine Brederhoff was like, oh, well, Amber won in that trial. She wasn't a party in that trial. She couldn't have won. That it wasn't against her. It was against the reporter from the tabloid rag The Sun, who happens to be, I think, owned by Rupert Murdoch, who owns a whole bunch, is a multinational media mogul. So, but the mainstream media just wants to share their version of the story because they're the ones set to make or lose some of the biggest money on all of these things. And if we think about the losing of money, oh, we'll get into that article later, but I'm distracted. I forgot where I was. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so I mean, there's some big problems. And the way that the media was trying to say that, I mean, yes, the jury decided that for the damages, so the money that Depp was entitled to due to lost wages during that time was $10 million, which, fine, that honestly, I don't think that's, oh my god. Okay. Uh, Getting distracted. Um, the money's great, but that's not really what the end goal for Depp was in all of this. It was not letting somebody make up lies about you and hurt your professional reputation, your family, your kids. It just, but what was even so MSM was like, oh, he got awarded $15 million, which is not completely accurate. So we got the 10 that were the lost assets, which I already mentioned. But the jury also awarded him $5 million in punitive damages. That was the punishment damages. And so that was the money that they say, Amber, we want you to be an example for other people who attempt defamation, that we think that your lies were so egregious that you should pay an additional $5 million. Unfortunately, from what I've since learned, in the state of Virginia, punitive damages, so those are the punishment damages. Talk about the Durham. Refresh me, Dove. What did I say about Durham? Is that Sussman and Durham? You're getting me confused. The punishment damages in Virginia are capped at 350,000. So yes, they awarded him 15 million, but he's only going to be eligible for 10.3. And I'm pretty sure also that there's some misunderstanding that though he was found liable on what Waldman said, which is just um whatever, that those 2 million, they're not, that the settlement money doesn't offset each other. The um So he has his judgment against him, the $2 million, which he needs to pay because what did they say? It starts accruing interest like as soon as the judgment happens, and then she has her 10.3. But there's some more paperwork that needs to be filed for all like the final details to all be hashed out, which is going to be Loki. My cat with expensive tastes on my silk. Um, Sorry, distracted by noisy neighbors outside and trying not to break my gathering thread. Okay. Okay, pardon me while my brain reorganizes itself. Oh, right. But Ben Chu, there's more paperwork that's getting filed to like flush out all of those things. So maybe who knows? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what that. I have to wait for my legal experts to discuss it so I can relay what I've learned from them because I don't know. But it was super great on to hear the Judge Janine on Fox News. She was so, oh my God, it was so good. And I'm not a, oh, brilliant. Okay. Okay. Wow, I just got lost in outer space for a moment. But oh yeah, Judge Janine, watching, it was so great to see that read that little clip when I was watching Fair and Balanced with Joe on Friday morning as they were waiting with bated breath for Elaine Bretterhoff's interview with, what is it, Chanley Painter from Court TV. And from what I understand, Farron had actually knows Chanley from in a professional setting because Farron worked for major news worked for news all over the country and most recently had a corporate job with RT America until they went under. So, I mean, a human who's worked in journalism and knows a few things about a few things. So, I guess she'd talked with Chanley and they had brought up some ideas for questions, which I thought was fabulous. And then, lo and behold, guess who didn't? Guess who canceled their interview at the last minute? Yeah, Elaine Bretterhoff. So like, ugh, watching her, and at the end of the day on Thursday after her day of press touring, that moment, was it with? It was with Joe with Good Logic on his Thursday night program, which I should have pulled up the clip. There is a amazing clip in there that everybody should watch and that I should pull up, but I'm not that fancy. But there was a moment when Rob, who'd until that moment really tried to give Elaine the benefit of the doubt, and then you could see on Rob's face when he just broke, like literally couldn't do it anymore and couldn't give her the it just, oh, almost felt bad for him because he tried so hard to be professional and just not, I don't think he could believe in his heart of hearts that the words coming out of Bretterhoff's mouth could actually be coming out. It was that crazy. And I kind of agree with him, but oh, yeah, she broke him, and it was really sad. And the way that this all of Elaine's talking of like, oh, if you don't document it, it didn't happen. Well, you, the lawyers were saying you don't need mountains of evidence. You just need the honest truth, and that's it. They're like, oh, this is going to set back all of these things. No, it's going to remind liars that you shouldn't lie and make false accusations. It, oh, it was so angering, and I want to have happy stitching, so maybe I need to. Well, that's on my list here. Okay. Bring out the greens. The one that I didn't see, which I was gonna try to do a live react to. Maybe we'll schedule that later. That I haven't. Robert Barnes and Megan Kelly. That's an interview I'd like to see. That I haven't yet, because Barnes is quite the character and quite the wealth of knowledge and experience. So, yeah. Yes, indeedy. But getting back to Fair and Balanced, or what's her last name? Franzak, the pierogi princess from Chicago, who must be a good Polish girl if she's also the pierogi princess. Love it. I would love to see a collaboration between her and Alison Morrow, who was a TV reporter for one of the stations in Seattle. I don't remember which one, but there's a good possibility that I saw her on the news when I used to live in the greater Seattle metro area. So, oh, Rob's brain broke on live stream. It was frustrating and really good viewing content. It was. It was. I'm sorry I didn't pull that up when I was talking about it earlier, but yeah, it was almost sad to see how that whole thing like literally broke him live on the infowebs. It's just so crazy. And I until it was brought to my attention, I honestly didn't even think that there could be a group of individuals who were legitimate victims of crime side with Amber because all they saw was what the headlines from mainstream media were. I just, I didn't even, that there's folks who are believing Amber because they were not at a place where they could actually take in the trial firsthand. And that kind of honestly terrifies me because they don't. There's one thing to not know what you don't know until you know, but to be in a place where you're like literally can't attempt to take in the information, and then at some point you're going to end up realizing that you backed the wrong horse. Whoa, yeah. So that's something to I I don't even have know what else to say about that. It just I'm mm. But yeah, I think I would love to see to see. I don't even know if they're a good match, but if Farron and Allison, I don't know if I know about that one. So yeah, I'm gonna not even bring up that chat because I don't know enough details right now. But yeah, where was it? Oh yeah, Allison and Farron. I think you might have some chemistry. Check it out. You know who else I would love to see do a collaboration at some point would be the illustrious. No, no, I'm not. I honestly don't know. Don't do this to me. Not bringing up these chats. I'm being trolled. I don't get it. I don't understand. um, the chat's trying to distract me. Um, oh yeah, as you can see on our clip, the other guy, my local comment troll, Dove, who is kind of made internet friends with the illustrious, the amazingly haired, the spectacular foil to Robert Barnes, Viva Fry. I think it would be interesting to see him and Ian Runkle of Runkle and the Bailey do a collab at some point because they're both at the moment in Canada, and I think they might have some similar thoughts on a handful of things. So I think it would be fun. While Barnes is on vacation, Viva, why don't you drop Runkle a line or invite him onto your live? I think it would be great. You could do that for me. I'd really appreciate that. Oh, right, but the clip, I know that Joe clipped it out and has a standalone video, but if I recall, if from what I gather, if my notes are correct, which they might not be, it's the June 2nd episode at about 1 hour and 22 minutes, an hour 30-ish in. Oh no. Okay, so there was some good stuff. And then again, I think Rob's stage words I have were at 8:50 PST, so that would be at 2 hours and 50 minutes in, because I think they started at 6 that day. Because then they're, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. And we're back. Because Joe started early because he was going to be off for a couple of days because the Orthodox Jews have a gajillion and one holidays. And there was another one this weekend. So he should be back. What did he say on Tuesday? This is an exceptionally long holiday. So trolled by my only viewer. I am trolled by my only viewer, who at one point might be a moderator. So they better play nice with the nobody else who's there. But they did get their icon on the thumbnail for the show today because he's a frequent commentator in Viva Fries and Eric Hunley and Stop Seeing and many other channels. And Viva's great because he doesn't just pull up super chat, which I can't even. I look forward to having to navigate that world because I'm not there yet. I'm glad I have one viewer during my live streams usually, and that we've been picking up some traction in the replays. Because last week was our best week ever. Last week's video over the course of a week had 40 views, which is half as much as my most viewed video on the channel, which only has had 80 some odd views, and it's how to make a hula hoop, which if you want to figure out how to do that, you should check that out. But yeah, we gained another subscriber last week. We are just clicking away at this. So thanks for everybody who stopped by for a few minutes. Smash the like button. Please make sure that your subscribe button is not an angry red and is turned into a nice, subdued, happy shade of gray. And click the bell button for all the notifications. And thank you. Okay. Oh god. Oh, oh, this was good. Lessons from Law and Lumber. If you are committing fraud, do not file for bankruptcy. I don't think that was legal advice, but those were words that from his stream the other day with Joe that I thought seemed reasonable because certain things can't be discharged, and there's all this talk that I don't fully understand about like the technical issues. Sounds like if you're the loser in a court case, you always appeal, but there might be some issue about if Amber's gonna appeal about needing to put up a $10 million bond. And true, yes, they are, Dove. On the job skills are important for moderators. So thanks for keeping me company here. Um, Elaine talking about how Amber is basically broke after. So yeah, I don't know. I just saw this morning too that theoretically, while she was staying in Virginia for the trial, that she was renting a house that cost $220,000 a month to rent. I like seriously, I can't even fathom numbers like that for a rental. I just mm-mm. But that's not my tax bracket. Nor do I think well, never mind. But yeah, crazy shenanigans. I wouldn't want my lawyer to. Maybe that's why she didn't do the interview with on Friday. Amber didn't like her talking about her financial status. But she just came to be cut out of the same cloth during the trial. She looked like this, like, I don't know, just smart, but kind of homely. I don't like people referring to folks as cat ladies because, yeah, cat lady here. But I don't know what she said on. Oh, it's. Oh, we have a. We'll deal with that later. Um, oh, my brain just got toasted because I got distracted by the tiny hole and stains on the inside, trying to make sure that they don't show through to the outside, which fortunately the silk is thick enough that they don't. But, okay. That. Oh, another collaboration I would like to see that I think would be funny would be Good Logic Joe and Andrew from Legal Mindsets because they're so, I think, like bizarrely similarly different that I think it would be amusing to see those two hanging out on a stream together. I think it would be funny. So Andrew tries to lose me a little bit when he shows up on Fresh and Fit because I don't know, those guys are. Ah! And this is why you run 2 lines of gathering thread. Whew, that was terrifying. At least it didn't matter when the thread broke that time. Oh, right. Yeah, that was another question I had. Who's paying for Elaine's press tour? Is she getting paid or is this on Amber's dime? Do we have any answers? I have questions without any good answers, which seems to be the story of life. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. And I don't know if there's any way to find out, but it's just a question I had. No, I had this great whole thing. Oh, I was supposed to read that at the beginning. But yeah, it was funny that the verdict came down on the 1st of June, which happened to coincide with Narcissist Abuse Awareness Day. But I'm really glad justice was served. It just, that the true abused victim actually was recompensed. Because there's no way you could, there's no way. And again, with the threading of the needle. I know, I hadn't taken, my, like, the scale's been just holding steady, which is fine, but I took my measurements yesterday, 2 days ago, and cumulatively they are the smallest I think I've ever seen them, so I'm super stoked. And now it just means I need to double check the patterns I was going to make to make sure that they still fit, because some of them, actually I think most of them do, but my maple culottes definitely need, I need to rejiggy the leg and retrace that pattern, because it will be better. Oh, I'm sorry, again with the threading of the needle, that takes way too long. Okay. No, but we got some tomatoes in the garden last week and a couple of different flavors of peppers. This weather has been super weird. It's June, but it's only been in the 60s and raining, which usually where I live, the last time we see 60 degrees as a high in the daytime is frequently the middle of February to the middle of March. There's been times where it's been over 100 degrees by now, or over 90 at least. So it's been a pretty cold spring here. But the plants like it, which is good. So I love me some home-grown tomatoes and peppers, and the blueberries are getting big. I'm curious to see how the flowers from my hummingbird pop turn out. Ah, oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, do it. Come on, thread. Get into my needle. Get into my needle now. Oh, sorry, all these slow, frustrating things. So you're just gonna sit me. Never mind, words are not my friend. Oh, do it. And with it being hot and then sunny and then damp and rainy, my allergies, the plants love it, so my allergies have been kicking my toes. But thank goodness for Benadryl. Oh my gosh, that's the. So speaking of sleep and wishing I could get more sometimes, there is at least one feral cat hanging out in my neighborhood, and sometimes I hear them fighting with one of the other cats. And last night I didn't even sound like a fight. It was just this most horrible, like heart-wrenching kitty crying, and it just kept waking me up because it just wouldn't stop. I just want to know who this baby is and know if they need my help, because I'll do what I can for a lost little soul. A poor unfortunate soul. I wonder, there's this little one, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl, but white paws, and I call them Oreo cookies because the cats outside all have like food names, but the cats who live in the house have magical names. Like Loki and Freya. Yeah, I don't know who that feller is, but they are keeping me awake at night and upsetting the inside cat, Loki and Freya, with all their caterwaulings. Mm. I know, it was so crazy. No, I know, and it's funny. Rottenborn's just been like hiding. That Rotten Bottom needs to be Rotten Bottom needs to be Rotten Born again. I know it wasn't really funny the second time. Actually, it still is. Let's let's get Rotten Bottom to be Rotten Born again. Hopefully his career's. I'm sure they're all going to be fine after that. But yay. I'm sure. Oh, and we didn't even. Oh, we've got time. Should we spend a few minutes talking about? Oh, I'm gonna forget her. Taylor Lorenz and her newest hit piece against Alita from Legal Bite, the Umbrella Guy. Oh, yeah. And the controversies there. So I don't remember all the. Now certain parts and filling my brain needs more. So, okay, but yeah, Taylor Lorenz. One of the things that was notable in that most recent article was that um said that she'd reached out to that Umbrella Guy and Alita for comment and that they didn't get back to her. When in truth, excuse me, she didn't reach out until to them until after they'd called her out and said, we didn't get no email from you, Taylor. How could we can't comment because when we've not been asked? It just the shenanigans of it all. You can go on, Fru. I know we forgot to talk about our affiliates, HTLT Subs, the best protein powder ever, and this stream is brought using the power of the magical Wave.video online streaming platform. We love you, Wave. Yeah, but ay. What's up, beauty? I'm getting stared at. She's like just out of frame here. You need me to move over so you can jump up? No, I'm gonna flip over here instead. Okay. Okay, Freya, Fruiters. Second line of gatherings. That was it. That was. That was actually really funny. Rotten Born Again. Thanks, Dove. Yeah, it. Memes that did not age well. What are you gonna do about it? So if Barnes was like, oh, he should, if he wants to keep being a lawyer, he should have changed his name. But I don't know. To each their own. What are we gonna do with 2 weeks without Barnes? He's in vacation in NOLA. It was so funny. And must have been Thursday night. He was so excited that he had his Viva Barnes U trucker cap on with kind of like a shrimp boat looking white shirt. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to the coast." I'm like, you look like you are ready to get on a boat and do some shrimping. I'll take a pound or two of fresh Gulf shrimp, please, Barnes. Could you hook me? Could you hook me up? You know I'm making myself hungry. I'd like some snackies, please. The time for my snackies. Hey Loki, what's up, big bug? Come on. Did you guys have fun outside? Did you have fun outside? Yep, indeedy. Oh man. Let's see here. Maybe we'll get back to some Coach Greg now that this silly business is over. Yes, I've been missing all of my. I've missed out on Chick Chat, the Women's Fittest, Jamie Pinder's Cats Clanson Clan, which is a great station. I miss watching my bodybuilding and my strongman news. I've been so caught up. Oh, with that, thinking of bodybuilders, I guess so. Kalen Von Munger's out of the hospital, yay! And he's facing legal charges. So hopefully he gets everything gets that he gets the healing he needs and all that's best. Because yeah, that was tragic. Did I? This silk is just shredding my cotton thread. What is happening here? Oh, sorry, I just had another thread disaster. Yeah. Okay, there should be an end. Yes, this is the look of absolute confusion on my face. I do not know what's going on here. Okay. All right, this is going to be a great project. Oh, okay. Ugh, and I was afraid I lost my needle again. Oh, Barnes has got the po' boy blues. Let's see here. What's the tune? How does that song go again? The po' boy blues. Besides the fact, all this talk about food is making me hungry. And I eat the best breakfast in the world, savory, anabolic French toasties, modeled after Coach Greg's anabolic French toast, ham and cheese. But why just limit yourself to ham and cheese when there's endless amounts of meat, yummy vegetable filled combinations to choose from? Oh my gosh. Best breakfast ever. It's been a staple in this house for 15 months, maybe longer. It's so good. So good. Love it. Except now I'm hungry again. But that's all right because I follow the circle diet and I get to eat food. There's no yo-yo starvation diets around here. And I am the lightest for the longest period of time and felt comfortable, I think, my entire adult life. Do I want to shed off a couple of more pounds of fluff? Yes. But that's coming as I'm training harder than last time. I'm going to leave my calories the same and just train more. I've not really been lifting or practicing certain skills, but because my muscle to strength ratio is increased because of the smaller size, I've leveled up some skills that I didn't have, and other skills have gotten better. We're gonna take a break from this because this is just making me mad. Let's see here. It happens when you have stuff down the last bite. I get ready for the next one. Yep, for sure. All right, here. There's all these things. Should we do a little trick? Should we do a trick? Let me move my peanut ball. All right, folks. I've had a great time hanging out with you. Don't wait until tomorrow when you can be fabulous today. And if you don't feel comfortable laughing at yourself, don't be making fun of any others. So just keep being awesome. Have fun, have fun, have fun. And we will see you on the next time.